So basically, I treat patients from ages of birth to death, basically, right? All the lifespans. I treat about nearly 1,300 patients right now in my practice. So it's quite a big practice. I have three providers under me right now, and then I have two employees. So we're growing, right? And I'm very grateful today to help you guys understand what really mental health is, and especially in your age range, right? It is important, especially we live in America, that it is important to understand what really mental health and how we can intervene if something that you or your family is dealing with. Okay. You can raise a hand emoji if you understand Jingpo, right? And how many of you guys speak Kachin, right? Jingpo gam regular China. A couple hands. Good. Raise your hand. All right, so which mean majority of you, I'm assuming, speak English, right? We call it kachin click, right? Kachin click, right? Uh, okay. Then we roll with Jingpo, okay? So I mean, sorry, English. Then let's see here what we can do. Is that better? Good. Uh, All right, so I titled this presentation "Level Up Your Mental Health." It's very interactive workshop. Okay, basically we're targeting age of. Some of you might be a little bit younger than older. That doesn't really matter. So today I will go. Why it's not clicking? All right. So today's mission is let's discover some of the top 10 mental health issues, mainly four components where we're going to be focusing and to meet our brain texting apps, right? And that's something called neurotransmitter, is that we call. And then learn to spot signs in yourself or in your friends and family, right? Play some quizzes and resolve some real life cases scenario. Okay. Unlock some power ups with help and self care. All right. This I want you guys to pull up your phone and scan scan this QR code, and I'll give you about 2 minutes to answer this. And so you guys are allowed to use phone now. Okay, and this is the time. Mm, mm, mm. Everybody able to scan? And I want to know how you are feeling right now from 1 to 5, right? All the parents you can answer as well, right? Gnu Guadima, my participate below. Yeah, everyone. Let me see. All right. One more minute. All right, all right. Keep coming. I got 31 people responded.
Camera on Dana, yeah, everybody.
Yep. So I'm gonna show you what you guys are seeing, right? And there's no name come up. Can you guys see this screen? Ừ, Count the screen mùi của ngay by share today.
More.
So 35 responded.
Jimmy enlarge column, man.
Love. All All right, 35. Do we have more than that here?
Có phúng lom sa mà ngay
Some,
giờ.
some. Yeah, yeah.
Ê, thôi, rau sa chóm khẩm lao có phúng lần này em cho.
Good.
Respond nữa mà.
All right, majority of them are pretty good, right? Pretty happy. We got very happy campers, 20% of it, and then we have 8.6%. Someone is not doing well. We got also after this presentation, we're gonna help out whoever this person is, right? And we don't need a name. We don't need a finger to point on. Um, we will figure out what are the symptoms that person may be experiencing, right? And the 25% pretty still good. So 2%. So no two. Perfect. Let's do this. All right. Thank you for the participation. Let's move on. All right. So when we're talking about mental health, we also have to look at the statistic, right? And statistic is a very reliable sources when to understand what is going on in the United States. So when we look at it, 1 in 5 teens in America has diagnosable mental health condition according to CDC, right? What does that mean is if we have a million teen in the United States, that means about 200,000 teens are suffering from some sort of mental health. That's big chunks of population. So, and then 20% have experienced a major depressive episode, right? That's a lot of teen that been depressed. And some of the risk factor, we will go over that. And up to 36% deal with a serious anxiety, any forms of anxiety. There's several types of anxiety, right? And then eating disorders affect about 9% of teens, and ADHD impact about 13% on boys and 6% on girls. All right. To diagnose teen with mental disorders and to recognize mental health symptoms in teens is very tricky. Why is that, right? Brain in tubal growth mood, that means you guys brains are growing super fast, really really fast, especially the part that helps you make decision is called the frontal cortex, right? You can see the picture. That's the front brain of our brain. That's where you make a lot of decisions. So let's go here. Um, at the same time, right? You guys are dealing with new school, challenging friendships, and the pressure of social media. Those can cause um, mental health worsen, and your hormone are also searching, right? Which means changing constantly. Your bones, your skin, your organs are growing as fast as they can. Within that time, you've gone through a lot of emotional changes, right? So next one is what one of the chemical, so depression, anxiety, ADHD, eating disorders, it just didn't happen, right? That's something wrong with our frontal cortex and the brain aspect of it, right? To treat that, we have to look into what is the problem, and we have something called neurotransmitter, right? And what's really going on your brain with neurotransmitter is your brain is like high power control center, right? And some of you guys play games, right? And you have a remote, and so your brain is like that. It's control everything. It uses chemical called
Anh về
and
KBCUSA.
right.
Good.
And what is
Có
this
làm tập rất là lâu.
what does this neurotransmitter help you do is to help you think, feel, and move and focus, right? And this little messenger send a signal to between the brain cells, okay? When when they are working well, so you do well as well. You feel good, right? And that when we look at serotonin is uh, one of the neurotransmitter that help with mood and appetite. Like your brain feel good, and chemical that also help you stay calm and sleep better, right? When serotonin is balanced. Okay. And another one is called dopamine, right? Dopamine drives a motivations and reward system. When you get a compliment or crush a goal or meet a goal, or that's something called happy adrenaline kick in. That is when dopamine is working. All right. And another one is a norepinephrine, right? And this help uh, focus and energy, boost your energy and focus, right? And it help to keep you pay attention in class and during sport events, um, any a skill activity that you need to focus on. It's like your brain morning alarm, right? And make you it is something called responsible for fight or flight, right? When something scary happen, this norepinephrine called neurotransmitter, this responses so you remember to run and to fight back, and that's what norepinephrine is responsible for, right? um Another one is called GABA, right? GABA and help you calm, acts like a brake, like a brain paddle, right? Um, a brake paddle, okay, and it slow your brain down when it's a you have a really raising mind or raising thoughts, right, and helping you chill, and it's a feel like when feel less anxious when this chemical kick in, all right. And last one is glutamate, right? Glutamate will help you learning as a learning booster. Okay, it help you learn. It's your brain memory booster, so especially helpful during schoolwork and a new challenge. And mental health happen a lot of time when these brain chemicals are imbalanced, and we have to look at other factor why that happened, right? And this is just something that we go over, right? And how this is something we can determine why people are depressed, anxious, and inability to focus, right? So brain chemical cheat sheet is what I called it. Depression, that means the serotonin is low, norepinephrine is low. Remember, serotonin help boost appetite and moods, right? And then the excuse me. Um, oh, hold on. All right. Um, and you remember norepinephrine? Norepinephrine as a to help you boost energy and focus, right? So when this two is low and you're feeling very sad, very lonely, doesn't want to do anything, want to cry, and very irritated, and stuff like that happen. That's called depression, all right? And anxiety is when you are low on GABA and very high in norepinephrine, right? What does GABA help us do? As a brake paddle, right? Slow your brain down. So when you that is too low, and when your norepinephrine, someone that help you fight or flight respond, is too high, you get very anxious, you can't sleep, um, you cannot sit still. That could be another ADHD symptom, but it can be anxiety as well, all right. ADHD is very common in my practice. About 70% of my patients populations are ADHD, and it's one of my specialty as well. um, it's a low dopamine level and a low norepinephrine imbalance, right? And again, dopamine help motivate and help reward as a reward system. So when that is too low, you cannot control your impulsivity, right? And constantly want to move, jumping out of bed, and constantly tapping your feet or getting out of your chair. Some of this symptom as I mentioned and as I go through this, you may be like, oh wow, that must be me, right? That happened a lot, and especially age of 8 to 18. Um, and then last one is the eating disorder, right? Eating disorder, serotonin either too high, too low, dopamine is too low or too high. And when those are dysregulated and you just want to eat too much or too little, or you feel like you're too chunky, and then you feel like you're gonna restrict food, and those kind of emotional stuff to kick in. All right. Um, let's look into depression and pay attention, right? Quizzes are coming. Mm, all right. What is depression? If you keep track of, pay attention on the neurotransmitter aspect, you may pick up some of the symptom I mentioned already, right? What is depression? Depression is when you depression is more than just feeling sad or having a bad day. Remember that, right? And someone maybe had a bad day and then doesn't want to do anything, just crying because of the job situation. But this is different than that, all right? It is a serious medical condition, and that affect how a person feels, things, functions in their life, in daily life. Okay, someone with depression might be feel really sad, feeling empty. That kind of feeling lasts more than 2 weeks. Then that's likely it will be depression, loss of interest. The thing, um, normally someone that enjoy playing soccer, right, and football, um, volleyball, basketball, and certain like a friend of you, like, hey, I don't want to go out anymore. Just want to stay in, just want to sleep in. Those are the signs of depression. All right. And then changes in sleep pattern, right? And a friend will tell you, hey, I've been sleeping 18 hours. I still feel like I'm not sleeping, and I'm not motivated. I'm very fatigued. And I feel like no energy. And or they will not able to fall asleep, right? The mind start racing. And those are depression symptoms. All right. And appetite changes. And people will start noticing significant weight loss or weight gain. And some people with depression, they will eat um, the lungs out basically. They will just eat and eat, sleep, basically doesn't do anything, or they will just not eat at all. And so they will notice on weight changes as well because of that, right? Um, and then energy level, right? And they will have a very traveling on concentrating or making decision because of that as well. And they also may feel worthless and guilty, and even think life is not worth living, and they end up thinking of cutting themselves or taking pills to end their life. And I hope none of us here had experienced that kind of ex- uh, in the past, right? If you do, I highly advise that you seek for a medical professional. And so depression can affect anyone, right? It's just not young people, anyone, like even people who seem fine. And most of us, we pretend that we're fine outside, but it's not a sign of weakness, right? Being depressed, okay? Something you can just it's also not something you can just snap out, and it's a really a disorder, and it's a treatable with professional help, and that's what we're gonna go into, right? And some of the depression cost factor, right? And it's just not the social, it's genetics as well. And a lot of in our community, especially in Jingpo Kitchen community, we don't talk about mental health. We don't talk about being crazy, right? If you someone is taking meds, we think that we're a really weak person, we're really crazy, right? What I call crazy in my practice is when they're not following medical professional, and they think that they are outsmart the medical professional, then those are really crazy one, because they did not acknowledge what they're dealing with. And someone that is acknowledging what they're dealing with, that's not crazy people. That means that someone that want to have that, they want to have a better life, and that's what it means. All right, better quality of life. So, genetically, we may have a lot of depressive family, right? But we never talk about it. So your grandma, your great grandparent, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your uncle, if they has it, most likely, down the road, somewhat it will also impact you when it comes to depression. And we talk about brain chemistry imbalance, right? Like serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine, and GABA and glutamate, right? Those and poor nutrition. And we love rice, that's no doubt, right? And rice is not the best to promote mental health. However, with proper balance of nutrition, greens, and something called a healthy plate, and you can practice that, and making sure you're not eating meat, veggie, and your nutrition portions are balanced, and to prevent this, right? Nutrition imbalance can cause depression. And physical health, like someone going through cancer treatment or terminal illnesses, cancer, right? And then they will be really depressed because they're gonna be very hopeless. And some other causes, use of illegal drugs can cause depression, and then work stress, school stress, social peer stress, all right? All of this can cause depression, all right? Now, um, these are some depression symptom that you can spot in, and then memorize and try to practice, right? And someone that feeling sad, empty, feeling numb most of the day, someone that's always outgoing, certainly feeling this way, you can tell them, hey, what's going on? Let's talk about it, all right? I noticed that you're feeling sad lately. You seems pretty empty, feeling numb, and you're very dissociated from the rest of us. What's going on? Let's talk about it. So that way you can help, and you notice them that they're not participating and loss of interest in the thing that they used to enjoy. Right? Sleeping too much. We talk about that. Changes in appetite, tired all the time, saying like I'm worthless. Right? What is the point of me being here? And those are the things that you're gonna notice people start saying things like this, right? Withdrawing from friends and family, we talk about that, right? Travel focusing, talking about hopelessness, not wanting to be here, right? So if you notice several of these signs and symptoms more than 2 weeks, and you always ask them, hey, how long you been feeling this way? Remember the word two, right? 2 weeks. Um, it's been quite some time, a month. Yeah, most likely then it will be depression, right? So you can guide them through proper professional help, right? Something that a lot of people can find provider like me is called ZocDoc, Psychology Today, Growth Therapy, Headway. That's others resources that you can point them to help them. Okay. We did that. All right, this is the fun part. Let's do a small quiz. So, which of the following is a common symptoms of depression? A, constantly energized and happy, right? Trouble sleeping, sleeping too much. C, increased hunger, or eating junk food only. Uh, what do you think? Oh, I gave up the answer. So it will be B, okay? Trouble sleeping, and then the second one is uh, which thought might be a warning sign of depression. So you can drop answer on the chart. Let me see where I am. Very good, very good. All right, you got it. So um, C. Let's try to do a case study really quick, right? Skylar is a 13 years old, a middle school student who used to love drawing comics and often share her artwork with teachers and friends. Over the past several weeks, she has stopped drawing entirely and showed no interest in hobbies or that once brought her joy. Her teacher have noticed she had less engaged in class, and her parents report she's sleeping much more than usual, often staying in bed until noon on weekends and struggling to wake up for school, right? Uh, One alarming moment occurred when Skylar posted, "I am useless" on her Instagram story. Although she deleted the post few hours later, right? Several classmates saw it, and one alert the school council. um, since then, Skylar has withdrawn socially, and she's no longer report to group messages, avoid lunch with friends, and spend time alone in the classroom. While she hasn't disclosed any major life changes, um, it's noted that she transitioned to a new school last year, and she spent a significant amounts of time in social media, often comparing herself to others. When asked about how she's feeling, Skylar quietly respond, "I am just tired." Right? Tend to avoid deeply conversation, and her appetite also had decreased, and she has skipped meal. If you are in front of the computer, so write out some depression symptom that you spot in this case for Skylar. Just something, right? Mm. All right. So with Skylar, right? You can notice that she's really withdrawing, uh, eating. Okay, decrease eating, sleeping too much. I'm useless. Good. Withdraw from school. Very good. You guys are smart. Decrease in appetite, often being alone. Yes, comparing herself to others. Very good. She wants to be alone most of the time. Good. What else? Insecure, of course. All right, good job, guys. So some of the symptom, right? Loss of interest in enjoyable activity is warning sign, and she stopped basically drawing, right? And negative self-image, compare herself to others, and hopeless thoughts, socially withdraw, changes in sleep appetites and energy, and emotional flatness and sadness. Those are some of the symptoms. Okay. Uh, That is on the wrong place. All right, we'll go back there. Anxiety. So, um, what is anxiety? All right, let's look into anxiety. Um, Anxiety is our body alarm, good in a danger, problem when alarm is stuck on. What does that mean? Anxiety is like a built-in alarm system, and it should kick in when you are sense of in danger. Remember, norepinephrine fight or flight is due to norepinephrine imbalance, right? And help you stay alert, react really fast, and protect yourself. And when this alarm is how this alarm is helpful in real emergencies like crossing a busy street, busy sidewalk or crosswalk, right? Preparing for big test, thing like that. But anxiety becoming a problem when the alarm is get stuck, when there is no real danger. Okay, you just chill, but you're just anxious, cannot sleep because of anxiety. And that's when you might feel very nervous, shaky, sweaty, having a racing thoughts, even everything seems to be fine, right? It can affect sleep, focus, confidence, and also sometimes can affect um, how you think, how you function, how you see yourself, right? the good news with this anxiety as well is there's always there are ways to calm that alarm, right? And to take a deep breath easily, taking a nice in and out through your nose, through your mouth, and you do that 10 seconds at the time, couple of times, about 10 times, and you should be good. So that's what anxiety mean. Anxiety signs, mind raisings. All right. Remember this. In terms of body, you feel you start sweaty on your palm, on your armpit, right? And your tummy start gurgling and stuff like that. And you start feeling avoid people. And you professionalism, you feel like you need to be perfect. That's what anxiety could happen. All right. Um, Now, true or false? Avoiding all scary situation cures anxiety. Just put F or T, right, on the chart box. False, one true. All right. Uh, false, false, false. Yep, it's false. Okay. Um, when anxiety happen, doesn't matter what you do, you still have anxiety. You cannot avoid the situation. You are still anxious. All right. Um, we have Let's do another case study really quick, right? Jordan is a 14 years old student who experiences intense anxiety around public speaking before class presentations. Jordan's begin to panic, breathing quickly and feeling the strong urge to escape from the class. One days when speeches or presentation are scheduled, Jordan sometimes skips school entirely to avoid the situation. This behavior suggests a pattern of performance anxiety where the body stress response become overwhelming even though the event isn't dangerous, right? So what are the symptoms that you can spot on this Jordan cases? 14 years of Jordan. Trying to avoid uncomfortable situation, yes. Um, Breathing quickly, correct. Panicking, yep. All right, so this is some of the symptoms you can present. Panicking before presentation, breathe fast, and want to run, skip school, and speech, thing like that. Overthinking, yes, yes. Calming hack. So to help you calm anxiety, this is something you can practice. If you have a if you can take a screenshot of this, have this on your pocket. It's very helpful. All right. Um, Sorry, my work phone is. Let me just exit this out. Where am I? All right. So something called calming hacks that I use to teach my patient, right? And every day is box breathing. It's a calming technique to help reset your body and mind when your anxiety is overwhelmed. Okay, breathing in for 10 seconds. Let's all everybody just come down, right? And so let's take a deep breath into your nose for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, in into your mouth, right? And you do that 4 times 4, right? And you hold it. That hold it for 4 seconds, and then you breathe out for 4 seconds. All right. And then another one you can practice is 3 to 5 times, right? You start to recognize 5 things that you can see and like, hey, okay, I'm at home, I'm in my living room, right? And 4 things that you can feel, you can touch, could be your favorite toys, right? And stuff like that. And also 3 things that you can hear, could be your mom, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your dog, right? um Try to recognize those to calm yourself down. Okay. And 2 things you can smell. It could be food that mommy cooking, right? Or daddy cooking, a barbecue, whatnot. And that's what I'm having in mind right now, barbecue, right? Feeling hungry. One thing you can taste, food, water, juice, right? And so that's how you can calm yourself with anxiety and gradually exposing to something that make you anxious. Okay, if you're scared of height, first you have to go to the side of heights, right? And then slowly you climb up to the height and thing like that. That's what it's mean, exposure to uh, gradually exposure to whatever is that making you scared or anxious. And I hopefully 16, I mean 12 to 15, hopefully you guys are not drinking coffee. I'm just hoping, right? And coffee is good, but it's not a good time, and limit beverages like Coca-Cola, Pepsis, and Sprites and stuff like that. All right. Um, all right. ADHD. Let's talk about ADHD. What is ADHD, right? It's called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. All right. Um, as it brings struggle with focus, impulsive, and restlessness. There's three types of ADHD: inattentive type, hyper impulsivity, and either you have it both, right? ADHD. So people with ADHD might be very easily get distracted, forget things often, talk a lot, and you have no chance. Right now, I maybe sounds like that I have ADHD. Unfortunately, I do have ADHD, and I've been treated for, right? Feeling like they are always on the go, and you cannot take a break. Just keep want to go, right? And that's a sign of ADHD. And ADHD isn't about you being lazy, okay? Not being about laziness. It's about how the brain is wired to our brain, right? With support and too. Usually kids really respond to ADHD and thrive at school and in their life. Okay, it's not. Remember, being ADHD, you're not being lazy. All right, parents do think that kids are cannot focus and pay attention and thought that you just too much to handle, and it's not the case, right? Because you're dealing with something else, right? um Again, this three type: hyperactivity is very common in kids, and inattentive type is very common in adult, or you either have it both, right? What can cause ADHD? uh let's watch for ADHD. And so I skip one slide here. What can cause ADHD is again, like it's not about your parent not educating you well, right? It's not about bad parenting, too much. It's not about being too much screen time, right? Or laziness. It's a brain-based condition. It's something called neurodevelopmental issue disorder, right? The scientists believe ADHD linked to a genetic, right? At the same time, brain structure, growing, and chemical imbalance, and environment factor like premature birth, right? If you were born before you're supposed to come up from your mom belly, and that can have impact in your life. And then low weight, right? And when you are too tiny, you should be at least a couple pounds. When you came out from your mom, then that can cause the ADHD as well. And early exposure to toxins, right? Back in the day, something called lead is a very common one that caused a lot of issue. Nowadays, exposure to cigarette smoking, right, and stuff like that can cause ADHD. ADHD isn't anybody else's fault. Okay, not your mom's fault. It's not your fault. It's just the nature of the brain chemical imbalance, genetic factors, and stuff like that. Um, so some ADHD clues to look out for, right? And next is coming quick. So remember this: you are having a hard time paying attention or staying focused. You lose this thing often, like homework, school supplies, etc. Right? Talk a lot or burst up answer. You didn't let people finish their sentences. You just keep interrupting, jumping. like one of my daughters, very very interruptive, right? Um, has trouble waiting for your turn, and you feel like if you don't spit out the answer right away, if you believe that you're gonna forget, that's just not the case. It means that you have some ADHD issue. Um, you like, for example, I'm moving my feet and my hand a lot because I can sit still a long time, right? And fidgety, that's what we call. And you move a lot, right? Start tasks, and then you struggle to finish. Mom asks you something, you end up doing something. Dad asks you something, you end up doing something. And then uh, by the end of the day, you forgot what mom and dad asked you to do. As simple as that, right? That is some of the ADHD symptom. Get easily distracted by small things, noise, TV, phone, whatnot. Something passed by, someone talking, you can get easily distracted. All right. You may feel frustrated and overwhelmed in school because of this. Very common. And all right, fun time, mini quiz. What does ADHD stand for? ABC. Very good, very good, very good. So, I just tricked you guys here. It's not A, it's B. Perfect. Um, which of this common sign of ADHD? Number two. B again, B again, B again. Very good. Good job, guy. A lot of young, smart Kachin people. We have a bright future ahead of us. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Um, power up. Let's see what we can do to help you, right? And so, for example, movement breaks is what we call short bursts of activity that help reset, such as do 10 jumping jack, right? When you are too distracted, um, and then walk ups and down if you have a stair, right? About 15 laps in there, or walk around your home or in the front of your house, not on the street where where you may get hit by a car. Of course not, right? Something safe. And then timers and alarms. That's something that I practice for my daughters, and I set up limit screen time, so she can, after 15-30 minutes, she can get up and start look around and walking, or stuff like that, right? Um, checklist. Break big tasks into smaller wines, right? And you need to, for example, I need to pick up clothes, make bed, put books on the shelf, throw away trash, and things like that. You cannot be overwhelmed with it. You do one thing at a time, okay? Um, quiet zone or headphone usually help with distraction. And then fidget too. Keep your hands always busy. What you can do is, if you are someone that's struggling with the ADHD symptom that we've gone over, you can use a called fidget toys, right? And you can hit a fidget toys, or you can have a rubber band on your arm, and you get just tap that, not to hurt yourself, but just to remind that, hey, you need to cool down. All right. From positive praises, this is good for the parents, right? And when parent notice it, they should say to you like, oh, great job, you remember to bring a notebook today, awesome, something like that, and that will help. And then visual schedule, right? Something that you can see, you can touch, you can feel, and you have to put, usually good is schedule thing like that, school works and stuff like that. Good to post it on the fridge, okay? Last one. I know you guys been very patient, doing really good. I'm proud of you guys. We're almost over 6 minutes. We'll be done. All right. Eating disorder. This is very common as well in America. What is eating disorder? Is unhealthy thoughts and behavior about food and weight, and a lot of issue with young females in America, right? Uh, there's a types of eating disorder we call anorexia, where people restrict food, right? Oh, I'm getting too fat, right? That I need to not eat McDonald's anymore. I have to do exercise 10 times a day. Then too much, right? That's called anorexia. And you may feel people super skinny, and if you notice, if you touch them they may fall, but they still believe that they are too fat, and that's called anorexia, right? Bulimia is someone believe, oh, I'm too fat now, whatever I need, I just ate, it need to come out, and so they stuck their whole hand in your mouth, and then they gag themselves and they make it vomit. That's what is bulimia. Hopefully none of us here practice like that, right? Binge eating is where you skip breakfast, lunch, and then you certainly eat loads of food until you feel like you want to vomit, but you actually didn't vomit, right? And to comfort yourself, and you do that. That's called binge eating. All right. Um, warning lights or signs for this binge general, right? And people restrict calorie. People obsessed with the calorie intake, the weight, how they looked, skipping meal, making excuse or not to eat, right? Exercise a lot, even when tired or feel they feel tired, they still exercise, right? Disappearing after meal, possible purging. That means bulimia, when they actually making vomit, right? Uh, dramatic weight changes or mood swing, right? Hiding food, eating in and by themselves, doesn't want to show people what they do, right? Uh, talking negatively about their body or feeling or never good enough. Those are some of the symptoms. All right. Um, last quiz probably, right? Number one, only girls get eating disorders. Is that M or F? Just put M or F. All right, I saw meat. Good. All right, M. Perfect. Yes, it's a myth. Both girls and a boy can have this. All right. And which of this is warning signs of eating disorders? Skipping meals often, exercising when sick or injury, talking negatively about body image. Man, you guys are really smart, I'll tell you, and listening. KBCUSA, we have a future, big future ahead of us. Um, yes, D is correct. What should you do if you think a friend might have an eating disorder? Ignores it. That's not my business, right? Talk about it behind their back. Oh, that person is sick, right? Or gently encourage them to talk about to a trusted adult or healthcare counselor. A or C? Nope, only one answer. Um, C. All right, good job. It's C. It's C. All right. Okay, how can we help people that are actually struggling, and when you spot those signs, right? And helping beat eating disorders, and notice the sign, look for the changes in eating habits, and you can track up those um, body image talk, right? Constantly thinking someone that constantly talking about, oh, I'm too fat, then something you need to be worried, right? High energy level of talking about constantly exercising, right? That, and then speaking with care, that can help. Remember, encouraging them, listening with non-judgmental word, like, I've noticed, hey friend, you have been quite lately, quite. Then let's talk about what's going on with your life, and and we have to encourage them not to too much focus on the weight, right? Support how they feel and how they look. Listening, always listening is the key. Okay, encourage professional help and be patient with any of depression, anxiety, ADHD patient. Patience is the key. All right, so listen. don't lecture. We talk about this, right? Use. I noticed something that we can early with mental health to help people understanding is, hey, I'm listening. Talk to me, right? And I'm here. Um, use hey, I notice statement instead of you happening like this, right? Hey, I notice, or often go together with for help and support system, right? And if this number works in anywhere in the United States, you call or text 988 if you're struggling with any mental health disorders. All right. You got the number 988. Okay. And self care arsenal, right? I encourage you guys sleep at least 8 to 10 hours. No cell phone in the bathroom. In the bathroom, right? That's very common, right? Drinks a lot of water, not and frequent healthy snacks. Okay, not beverages. I mentioned that early, right? Move your body. And some of you guys probably need to stress. I see some of them moving already a lot. That's and that's common, right? You have to, and then limit your screen time and break, okay? And creative outlets like art, music, jumping, journaling, and do those, and those help. When you feel like you don't want to talk to anybody, always write out, journaling. You don't have to share with anybody, to yourself, right? Listening to music that you like or you enjoy. Awesome. All right, lightning round. We talk about so talking about suicide plans and ideation. It's a myth, right? And you can by talking about it, you're not gonna kill yourself, right? And you're not gonna. So it's a myth. People believe, oh, if I talk about my sister need to go outside more. All right, good. Get your so and people believe that ADHD is a laziness. It's not. That's a myth. Okay, it's a medical condition, right? Anxiety can feel like chest pain. Some aspect is true, fact, right? And so recovery is possible. It's not a myth. Every disorder, every medical treatment, treatable, curable, possible. Okay, and last one. This is checkout, right? I want to this presentation basically concluded, and I hope you guys learned something. So go on to QR code quickly, and then let's wrap up. See, I gotta compare how much you guys improved now and feel. Where am I? All right, keep coming, keep coming. I don't see any responses.
근데 그거 꼭 보니 썸 걸로다.
All right. All right. So ngay mà response à.
에 이제 랭과 임포더가 랭과 차도.
All right. Ở trong đấy sẽ có ra.
챗박스가 그러잖아요.
Eh, 4. Okay, very good. A lot of 4 now. Yeah, that's what we want. Good job, guys. 5, 4, 5, 4. Amazing, amazing. So some resources, right? And this is something you can keep as well to reach out for any resources when you need help. Okay. This so I want to thank you. Let me see. I'll give you guys 5 minutes to and ask me question. So anybody want to ask me any question? I'm here. Next 5 minutes. Do you learn something? Just write out one sentences that you learned today. or you can unmute your mic and talk. It's feel free. Let's have discussion.
Someone said I saw your TikTok.
Oh, very good. So learning TikTok is not something that you learn today, right? And I want to know if you learned anything today from this presentation.
rồi và san một à nga sẽ
How can I help out?
So you can help out your friend if you spot any of the symptom that I taught you guys today, right? And that you learn. If they are plan first, you have to ask them, hey, are you want to hurt yourself? If something that you concern, right? If they say yes, you gotta stay with them and then let the parents know or call 911. All right. And listening to them. And that's how you do to help your friend. Listening and without non-judgment judgmental, right? And that's how you're gonna help your friend. Anorexia has 3 types. Yes, we don't have much time to go into a lot of this, right? And this is just general presentation. It's a lot of you can dissect into even in the depression and anxiety. We can go on very in depth. It took us 4 years to learn, so it's impossible to knock out in one day, right? I learned a lot more way to help anxiety. Very good medical diagnosis. I'm glad to hear that. How do I comfort my friend after they shown symptoms of mental disorder? Okay, I think I answered that one. I learned how to handle my mental health in all different way. Very good. Eating disorders, so you gotta learn eating disorder, anxiety. Uh, what will happen if someone got bullied? Very good question. So, bullier is one of the factor people get anxious, depressed as well, right? And even end their life. And that had happened a lot. If you identify that individual, or if this is something you need to talk with your parents. You need to let them know. It's nothing to shame up with. We have to stand up for ourselves, right? I was bullied when I came to America, and my English was really bad, but I was too smart in class. And the thing this Asian, right? And so I got labeled and I got bullied and on bus, but none of those matter to me because I don't compare myself with that people. And you have to look at that aspect, okay? Bully, if some physically gonna get injured, then it's concerning. It's something that gonna make you psychologically strong, and you got to talk about it, okay? And so that's how you overcome bully. Talk with your parent, talk to your school teachers, your friend that you trust, okay? um let's see. I
Riga.
learned about neurotransmitter effect, mental illness. Very good. What is the most popular way teenager with depression cope? All right. The issue that people coping in my practice, I'm very concerned, is through weed, smoking weed. Right? I'm not promoting you guys. That's very dangerous. All right. How you cope? If you like playing instrument, making sure you play instrument. If you like walking, hey, dad, mom, let's help me walk. Right. And talking about it and talking to your friend that you trust. Um, and then listening to a music. That doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself, right? You're listening and engaging with your. We are in a church's community. You have a lot of friends that you can hang out with, and go out with them if you can with your parents' permission, right? And that way you can cope with it. Someone learned ADHD. I learned ADHD. Is a racism a symptoms? It is not actually, to be honest. Racism is just a stigmatism. Stigmatism means it's kind of discrimination, right? But this is that still impact how we feel, how we think in term when it comes to depression and anxiety and stuff like that. So it's something, if it is concern you, you can talk about it. But regardless of that, people will still discriminate each others. And as that someone that we follow Jesus, we just show them love through those people, right? And you don't go face to face with anybody that is going against your belief, your race, right? You just show them love that Jesus showed us, and that's how we're dealing with that. Cool. All right. I will still stay and love talking to you guys, but I got a patient waiting 10 minutes already, and so I gotta run. Um, so I really, really greatly appreciate you guys and the USA KBC for giving me this opportunity to help you guys out whatever's way I can, right? And hopefully you guys enjoyed it and learned something. I see a lot of you guys learned something. If you want this PowerPoint presentation, you can ask the leader. Okay. So okay, sorry, KBC kinukuha niyo yung USA KBC kinukuha niyo yung pe. Okay, jeju duma lam sun that I mani mong gailo ka sawai ngo chang they mong pe bin tai wa ka glo that yai and they Christian bộ chi mà gam đập ni phải mong chế du mà làm phải thập xuân đợt nghe lo chế chú bà sẽ
Right, Jeju ba sai. Bong ring po on hapon na sumyong.
Mesa cái trước bao giờ ya Dr. Robert Tangbau phải một cái chú đúng sai làm xong rồi rồi là ngay mi ya Dr. Robert Tangbau thế đây có gnu quan ni mong lom na rem jo anh thế bong ring mà cảm đập có na mà đây kham cha làm thế sang na KBCUSA kiến wang buka phong sha ni phải bài biên này ram ta tốt đây để một sao này có na phát chỉ cho ai xong rồi ni mai cái lo na mà đâu ya cái lo phang đó ngã sai ngọ đây có Dr. Robert Tangbau Shimong Shang Lom na re ai ante ma ni na te sang na rama ni te sang na mong tinang ya mutu na mong lakjat ni kilomat wa shloi shi te kilomat wa mong nga na re ai ya August September ko mutu kilomat wa na tinang na buka ko na pong ring po ante ning bo mong du ni te mutu ma khai na tinang ko kaja wa le zon re mi te sang ai kam jalam concerning ayang issue ni ayang mong ante pongrim kam tapte ngai phe direct khona buka kona sang ngai ni khona ma mutot ma khai wa ya ma ya na ya ante Dr. Robert Tangbau the mong ra yang ra khona pai connection kalo ya ma ai ngode ma klang ta sum yu ko re chi ko sa
Right, Jeju ba sai. Okay. Ante cái đại dân này na xuyên nhà sẽ phải mong Jeju tu mà cái nhất là sẽ xuyên bắt hòa còn na sẽ phải mongที่มีไปส่วนเดียวใน breathing เทสังนะย่องคราวไว้ก็เราอยู่กันเลยอ่ะ on time ram ไม่นะก่อน
my guy 4 second right
4 second guy everybody
ready
ก็รอไหน sit
sit straight put your
okay
put your
camera on ด้านนะ camera on ด้านนะ
put your hand
มาเกียรตินะ
on
ready
top
relax
screen no culture our pai shop screen share shop pyo ko ang jana re
okay
okay relax yeah relax everybody ได้ว่าจะแค่ practice ก่อนนะละเอียดอันนี้ okay
yeah hold on let me stop this screen share oh stop sharing there you go I say yeah no
okay
share.
okay everybody attention Michigan Nema ready yeah
Relax your
everyone
shoulders, right? Relax your shoulders.
Nema
Put your 2 hands on top of your lap.
okay
All right. Put your hands up and then put on top of your lap. Shoulder relax.
okay lugosh katana yeah
Your body should be straight, right? And then if you want, you can close your eyes. Remember 4 seconds, right? You breathe in through your mouth, and through your nose, excuse me, and then hold it for 4 seconds, and then you breathe out through your nose. Got it? All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, in through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, one more time. 1, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, guys. Yeah, that's
Thank
how
you. Yeah. Chị chưa
um,
bà sai sao phải không?
okay. Okay, ngày nô lệ na yo shani.
Cái sao phải chị chú tôi mày làm cái hút hand sang cái hút lò ra đó. Clap hand sang à? Okay, chị chú bà sai.
Bye bye không gặp.